Hi guys, welcome to my best budget SKS guide. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing as I post Escape from Tarkov content quite regularly. The SKS is one of, if not the most versatile weapon in EFT. It is very cheap, it's pretty easy to mod to suit really any situation, and it fires meaty bullets. The weapon has only a few drawbacks, lacking full auto for example, and the lack of a scope mount on the standard weapon variant, though there are ways around that issue. There are simply too many options to cover in this video, so I'll show you the main considerations and a few builds that I like to run. There are two versions of the SKS, the standard version with the brown wooden stock and the OP SKS with the light tan colour wooden stock. Their stats are very similar, but the standard version has slightly higher base accuracy. The standard SKS is available from Prapor at loyalty level 1 for 23,000 rubles. The OP SKS is available from Jaeger at loyalty level 2 for 32,000 rubles, but you can get them both cheaper on the flea market. The SKS is chambered in 7.62 by 39, which has 5 different ammo types. The BP bullet is one of the most powerful rounds in Tarkov, it just shreds. They're available from Prapor at loyalty level 3 for 745 rubles per round, which isn't cheap, admittedly, but once you get your hideout workbench up to level 3, you can produce BP rounds at a reasonable cost. So for one green gunpowder, you can get 120 BP rounds. It takes about an hour and 2.5 hours to do. If you want to get green gunpowder, you can either buy them off the flea market. They're normally around 60,000 rubles, or you can do what I do here, which is trade 2 M67 hand grenades and a smoke grenade for a green gunpowder. I'm going to collect mine now, and that normally takes about an hour and 3/4 roughly to gain yourself a green gunpowder. Then you just put it in there, hand it over, and that's producing me 120 BP rounds for not that much. There's a trade you can do for the hand grenades for 2 Zippo lighters for each one from Peacekeeper. My choice of budget ammo is the 7.62 PS round. It's available from Prapor at loyalty level 1 for 88 rubles per round. It's also very commonly found on scavs and on the reserve map. PS will do high damage to limbs and penetrate level 3 armor well. Level 4 and higher armor will soak up nicely though, so go for the legs or face against like heavily armored thick boys. The iron sights are pretty good, to be honest. They are clear and will work up to a decent range, so you can run it without a scope. The SKS is quite good for modding. It's quite simple and it has a lot of options. Let's start with the standard one, this one here. Now, as we discussed earlier, it's difficult to put a scope on this. There's no OP SKS dovetail mount like this, which fits on this one. This will not work on here, as you can see, it doesn't fit. So mounting a scope on it is a little bit more difficult. What you can do is buy this, the SKS SOCOM rail mount. This gives you the option to mount a red dot sight type optic on top and lasers down either side and the underneath there. And that literally just slots straight in on there. You don't need to remove anything, you don't need to change much. It literally slots straight in on top there. And that you can add something like a PKO6 to. You could add one of the MRS sights like that. That's actually quite a good combo, those two. And then you can add this is the only suppressor that works on the SKS, by the way. The hexagon SKS slots straight on the end. So to add a magazine, you have to take the internal mag out. That's the 10 round internal mag, and you can take either this one, or there's also a 35 round mag that will work, and they slot straight in on the underside there. if you have just the one mag like this, you can still top load it as if it had a 10 round internal mag, or if you've got multiple mags, you can switch them out, by standard reload. So this is what I would class as my basic close range PvP type SKS. It's compact, it's reasonably powerful, it's got lots of options in terms of what optic you can stick on top, lasers you can put down the sides or underneath, and it's got a slightly larger magazine so you're not constantly reloading. The OP SKS is where it gets interesting. This weapon has, because of its scope mount, it's got a few extra options available to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a basic loadout of this, and then I'm going to show you a slightly more advanced one. Dovetail mount here, that slots straight on the side there. This allows you to add a scope like a PSO. And that there is what I refer to as my basic long range SKS. This is a pretty good weapon for anything mid to long range. It'll destroy targets with BP rounds, and as long as you stay at that range, you shouldn't have any problems with running out of ammo, for example. And so our third and final build is one of the slightly more expensive ones, but it gives you a lot more options. So we take the stock off, leaving us with the basic weapon. We take the mag out and take the rear sight off. This leaves us with just the base weapon. Now, there are a couple of different stock options available for this. You can go for the Tapco Intrafuse stock. This one's a good one. A couple of decent benefits to this one. For example, you can put a foregrip underneath here. Or you can go for the Fab Defense USAS stock. This one is a great all-rounder. So these literally I'll do the Fab Defense one first because that's easier. That one slots straight in. You need to add a pistol grip to it. I chose the RK3 because it's just the best overall. That slots straight in. And this weapon is, you could, with a mag, you add a mag to it. Where's the mag gone? There it is. You could run this like this. You would need a rear sight on it, obviously, but yeah, you could run it as simple as this. Otherwise, you can put the dovetail mount on. That gives you the option of a sight there. Or you can use a Cobra sight, which is one of the ones that works really well with this. And all manner of sights will go on this now. The MRS, the Valde, the US, this one here, oh no, that's a stock. The NC Star sniper scope. This one doesn't for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't fit on there. But you could stick a L-can on there. That works really well with this build. Obviously, put the suppressor on. It's not an expensive suppressor, so it's worth it, trust me. And you've got options down the sides here of the barrel, of the handguard rather, and underneath for lasers, attaching a laser. With a Cobra, obviously, you've got the mount on the side there you can attach a laser to too, but trust me, this one's a really good one. Focused mostly on the recoil. There we go. So it's 46% recoil. The ergonomics is pretty good too, but overall this build is the more expensive one. Back with the base weapon. What we can do is put the Intrafuse stock on. This one here. That slots on like that. Now you do need a stock for this, so there's the Tapco buffer tube, this one, that slots on there. And then I like the MOE stock because you can add the rubber butt pad too. That one, why is that not working? There we go. Yeah, so that slots on there like that. With the Intrafuse kit, you do have to use this pistol grip. It's not quite as good as the RK3, but it's still pretty good. You can, as I say, add various different optics to the top here. With the dovetail mount, you can add Again, the same range of optics to that. And you can still stick a suppressor on it, obviously. Where is and a foregrip on the underside there. If you like running a foregrip, this is the one to go for, because the Fab Defense UAS you can't add a foregrip to, as far as I'm aware anyway. This one you can't add quite the same range of lasers to the sides, for example, but if you're using the Cobra, this one here, it has that rail down the side anyway, so you can attach a laser to the side of that if you want to. Let me just kit this up. This is one of the other builds I'm quite fond of. This one has higher ergonomics overall, so if you're a fan of ergonomics, you like that ADS and the ADS speed, and you want it to be a little bit on the quieter side, this is the one to go for. With the large mag on there, again, you can deal with most things with this thing. It is a bit on the long side, but still, it's a good weapon. So the SKS is a great all-rounder. It excels at most distances, and there's a range of modding options to suit any budget. Kit it up with decent ammo and it will tear through even the best armour. If you found this video useful, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.